Hey Libra, I need to talk to you about what I just pulled in this reading because the energy coming through is absolutely fascinating. I shuffled my deck asking what's unfolding for you, and the cards that came out tell such a specific story about transformation that's been building beneath the surface for so long. Grab your coffee or tea and settle in because we need to unpack this together. So I'm sitting here with my deck and I set the intention specifically for Libra energy. And what I'm getting is this sense of something that's been in the works for much longer than you probably realize. You know that feeling when you've been waiting for something to shift and it feels like nothing's happening, but actually everything has been moving in the background? That's exactly what's coming through here. Let me start with what appeared first because this really sets the tone for everything. I pulled the High Priestess and I have to tell you, this card in this position is giving me chills. Not in a dramatic way, but in that way where you just know something significant is being revealed. The High Priestess is sitting here telling me that you've been operating on a level of intuition and inner knowing that you might have been second guessing. You know those moments where you just know something but you can't explain it logically? Those hunches you've had, the feelings you've brushed aside because they didn't make rational sense? Here's what's fascinating about the High Priestess showing up for you right now. This card is telling me you've been receiving information on a subconscious level for quite some time, maybe months. There's been this quiet whisper inside you suggesting that change is necessary, that something needs to shift, that the path you're on isn't quite aligned with where you're meant to be. But being a Libra, you've probably been weighing this back and forth, analyzing it from every angle, trying to make sure you're not being impulsive or irrational. What I'm seeing with this card is that your intuition has been absolutely correct. Those subtle nudges you've been feeling, they're not random. They're not anxiety. They're not you being indecisive. They're your inner wisdom trying to get your attention. The High Priestess is the keeper of hidden knowledge and mysteries. And she's appearing here to validate that what you've been sensing is real and true. There's information you've been accessing that isn't visible to the naked eye. You've been picking up on energetic shifts, on the undercurrents of situations, on the authentic truth beneath surface appearances. I'm also getting that you might have been feeling like you need to keep certain realizations to yourself. Like maybe you've discovered something about a situation or a relationship or a career path that doesn't match what everyone else sees or what you're supposed to see. The High Priestess confirms that your perception is accurate. Trust what you know in your gut, even when you can't prove it with facts and logic. This card is essentially giving you permission to honor your inner knowing without needing external validation. There's also something here about secrets or hidden elements coming to light. Not necessarily dramatic secrets, but information that's been concealed or not fully visible. You're going to find yourself understanding situations with much more clarity soon. Things that were confusing or unclear are going to suddenly make perfect sense. The veil is lifting. You're moving from uncertainty into a space of deep knowing, and that's incredibly powerful for someone with your sign's energy. Now, the second card that came through is Strength, and this is where things get really interesting. I love when strength appears because it's not about force or aggression. It's about inner fortitude, patience, and gentle persistence. What I'm seeing here is that you've been cultivating this incredible inner strength without even fully recognizing it. All those times you thought you were just enduring or getting through something, you were actually building serious resilience and personal power. Strength is showing me that the change that's coming, this unexpected shift we're talking about, it's not going to knock you off balance the way you might fear. You have more inner resources than you give yourself credit for. I'm getting the sense that maybe you've been worried about how you'll handle a transition or a change. Maybe you've been staying in a situation that's not serving you because you're not sure you're strong enough to handle the alternative. This card is here to tell you that you absolutely are. What's beautiful about Strength in this reading is that it's appearing as confirmation that you don't need to force anything. You don't need to push or struggle or make something happen through sheer willpower. The kind of strength this card represents is softer but more powerful. It's the strength of water that shapes stone over time. It's the strength of knowing yourself so well that external chaos can't shake your foundation. You've been developing this quietly and consistently, and it's about to really serve you. I'm also picking up on courage with this card. Not the loud, dramatic kind of courage, but the quiet kind that lets you be authentic even when it's uncomfortable. The kind that lets you choose yourself even when it disappoints others. The kind that allows you to say no to what's not right even when saying yes would be easier. You're being called to tap into this gentle but unshakable courage as you move forward. The unexpected change that's coming is going to require you to trust yourself in new ways, and strength is confirming you're absolutely capable of this. There's something else here too. Strength often deals with taming our inner conflicts and finding harmony between different parts of ourselves. For you as a Libra, this is particularly relevant because you naturally seek balance, but sometimes that comes at the cost of suppressing parts of yourself that feel too intense or disruptive. This card is suggesting that true strength comes from integrating all parts of who you are, including the parts that aren't always graceful or balanced or easy. The change that's approaching is going to ask you to show up more wholly as yourself, not just the polished version you present to the world. Let me pull the next card because this is where the energy really starts to build. I just drew King of Pentacles and wow, this is about manifestation and material stability in a really grounded way. This card is fascinating in combination with what we've already seen because it's telling me that this unexpected change isn't just emotional or spiritual. It has very real, tangible components. We're talking about shifts in your physical reality, your resources, your sense of security and stability. King of Pentacles represents mastery over the material world. This is someone who has built something lasting, who understands how to create and maintain abundance, who knows their worth and doesn't settle for less. This card appearing here suggests that the change coming your way is going to elevate your material circumstances or your relationship with material security. Maybe you've been operating from a mindset of scarcity or uncertainty about resources. Maybe you've been undervaluing what you bring to the table in terms of skills, experience, or talent. That's shifting. What I find really compelling is that King of Pentacles isn't about sudden windfalls or lottery wins. This is earned abundance. This is the result of seeds you've been planting, work you've been doing, value you've been creating. The unexpected part isn't that good things are coming, it's the timing and the way it manifests. You might have thought this would take years longer, or that it wasn't even possible for you. But the groundwork has been laid and now it's time for the harvest. I'm also getting strong messages around your worth with this card. King of Pentacles knows their value and doesn't negotiate on it. There's a sense here that you're stepping into a new level of self-worth, and that's going to change what you accept and what you allow in your life. Maybe you've been tolerating situations where you're undercompensated or underappreciated because you didn't want to rock the boat, or because you doubted whether you deserved better. That internal shift in how you value yourself is going to create external shifts in what shows up for you. This card can also represent a person, someone with King of Pentacles energy, who might play a role in this upcoming change. Could be someone established, successful, practical, and generous, who recognizes your worth and wants to support or collaborate with you. Keep your awareness open to potential mentors, partners, or opportunities that come through grounded, reliable people who have resources and want to share them wisely. The practical nature of this card is important too. Whatever is shifting for you, it's not just theoretical or abstract. This is about real changes in your day-to-day life, your work, your financial situation, your living circumstances. The King of Pentacles builds kingdoms that last. He's strategic and patient, and he creates structures that provide long-term security. You're being guided to think about your life in these terms. What are you building that will last? What structures do you need to put in place? How can you create more stability and abundance in sustainable ways? Now I need to show you what came next, because this is where the reading takes a fascinating turn. I pulled 9 of Wands, and initially I paused, because this card often represents perseverance through challenges, that feeling of being battle-worn, but not defeated. But in context of everything else we're seeing, this card is telling a really specific story. You've been through something, Libra. You've been fighting for something or protecting something or pushing through resistance for longer than should have been necessary. Nine of Wands shows me someone standing guard, a bit defensive, maybe a bit weary, but still standing. There's this sense of having been tested repeatedly and still showing up. I'm getting that you might feel tired right now. Not physically exhausted necessarily, though that could be part of it, but that deeper kind of tired that comes from having to be strong for too long without a break. The kind of tired that comes from defending your boundaries, your choices, your path against criticism or doubt or obstacles that kept appearing. Here's what's important about this card in your reading. Nine of Wands is often the card right before Ten of Wands, where the burden finally gets set down, or right before the breakthrough. It's the last stand before victory. You're closer to the resolution than you think. All that perseverance, all that determination to keep going, even when it felt pointless, that hasn't been for nothing. You're right at the edge of something shifting in a major way. What I'm also picking up is that this card is acknowledging your resilience. You've proven to yourself and to the universe that you're committed, that you're serious, that you're not giving up on what matters to you. And there's something about that commitment and persistence that has actually been necessary to get you to where you need to be. Sometimes we have to demonstrate that we really want something, that we're willing to work for it and wait for it and believe in it, even when external evidence is lacking. You've done that. But Nine of Wands is also a warning not to let yourself become so defended that you miss the opportunity when it arrives. Sometimes when we've been disappointed or had to fight for so long, we develop armor that protects us, but also keeps out the good stuff. You might be so used to things being difficult that when ease shows up, you don't trust it. When an opportunity presents itself, you might immediately look for the catch or the problem. This card is gently suggesting that you practice staying open even while staying wise. Not every situation requires defense mode. The change that's coming is something you can actually receive and enjoy. There's also something here about learning when to rest. Nine of Wands can indicate someone who doesn't know when to put the sword down, who keeps fighting even after the battle is won because vigilance has become a habit. You're going to need to consciously practice allowing yourself to relax into the good that's coming. Trust that you don't have to earn every moment of peace or abundance through struggle. You've already done the work. Let me show you the fifth card because this really clarifies the nature of the change we're discussing. I pulled Six of Wands, and this is the victory card, the recognition card, the card of achievement and public acknowledgement. After Nine of Wands, showing me your perseverance, Six of Wands confirms that success is not only coming, but it's going to be visible and recognized by others. This isn't private satisfaction. This is accomplishment that gets noticed and celebrated. Six of Wands tells me that what you've been working toward, what you've been building, what you've been believing in despite setbacks, that's about to pay off in ways that others can see. There's recognition coming. Maybe it's a promotion or an achievement in your career. Maybe it's success in a creative project or business venture. Maybe it's finally being appreciated in a relationship or social situation where you've been overlooked. Whatever area of life this touches for you, the theme is the same. Your efforts are about to be acknowledged and rewarded. What I love about this card appearing after everything else is that it shows this isn't just internal growth or private transformation. The work you've done on yourself, the strength you've developed, the trust in your intuition, the commitment to your worth, all of that is going to manifest in external success that others witness and celebrate. For someone with Libra energy who values harmony and social connection, this recognition is going to feel particularly meaningful. I'm also getting a sense of leadership with this card. Six of Wands often shows someone on horseback riding ahead of the crowd, leading the way. You might find yourself in a position where others look to you for guidance or inspiration. Your journey, your story, your success is going to encourage other people. You might not think of yourself as a leader, but that energy is coming through. People are going to want to know how you did it, what your secret is, how you stayed committed. Your experience is going to be valuable to others who are on similar paths. There's a confidence that comes with Six of Wands too. When you achieve something and receive recognition for it, your self-belief strengthens. You stop questioning whether you're capable or worthy because you have evidence that you are. This card is suggesting that the unexpected change brings not just external success, but a deep internal shift in how you see yourself and your capabilities. That confidence is going to open even more doors going forward. The victory here is hard-won, which makes it even more meaningful. You're not going to feel like you got lucky or that it was handed to you. You'll know you earned this through your persistence, your faith, your willingness to trust yourself even when circumstances were uncertain. That makes the achievement so much more satisfying, and the confidence that comes from it so much more solid. Now, the final card I pulled is King of Pentacles, and this appearing again in the reading. Actually, I need to double check my cards. Because, wait, let me reshuffle for the last position. Okay, I'm pulling the final card now, and it's Queen of Cups. This is perfect. This is absolutely the right energy to complete this reading. Queen of Cups is the emotional mastery card, the card of compassion, intuition, and emotional depth. This queen is in touch with her feelings without being overwhelmed by them. She can hold space for emotion while maintaining her center. She's nurturing and empathetic, but she also has clear boundaries. She trusts her emotional intelligence and her intuitive gifts, and she appears here as the outcome or the energy you're moving into as these changes unfold. What I'm getting with Queen of Cups is that through all of this transformation, through the unexpected changes and the recognition and the success, you're also coming into a deeper relationship with your own emotional world. Maybe you've spent time disconnecting from feelings because they were too complicated or too intense or too much for situations that required you to stay balanced and diplomatic. This card suggests you're learning to honor your emotional truth while also maintaining your equilibrium. For a Libra, this is significant because you can sometimes prioritize peace and harmony so much that you suppress what you're actually feeling. You might agree when you want to say no, smile when you're upset, accommodate when you need to advocate for yourself. Queen of Cups is inviting you to stay connected to your authentic emotional experience, even when it's messy or creates temporary disharmony. The relationships and situations that can't handle your authentic feelings aren't the right ones for you anyway. I'm also seeing that Queen of Cups brings a quality of emotional fulfillment and heart-centeredness to whatever is unfolding for you. The success indicated by Six of Wands, the stability and abundance of King of Pentacles, all of that is going to be infused with genuine emotional satisfaction. This isn't empty achievement or hollow success. What's coming is going to feed your soul, make your heart happy, align with what you truly value and care about. There's a quality of coming home to yourself. This queen is also deeply intuitive, which connects back to the High Priestess we saw at the beginning of this reading. Your intuitive gifts are not only validated, but strengthened. You're learning to trust the wisdom of your emotions and your gut feelings as much as you trust logic and reason. That integration of heart and mind is powerful for you. You're becoming someone who can make decisions that are both smart and aligned with your deeper truth. Queen of Cups can also indicate nurturing and caring, but from a place of fullness rather than depletion. Maybe you've been in patterns of caretaking that drain you or putting others' emotional needs ahead of your own. This card suggests you're learning to fill your own cup first, so that any nurturing you offer comes from overflow rather than obligation. That's a game changer for your relationships and your own well-being. So let me bring all of this together because the story these cards tell is incredibly coherent. You've been operating on deep intuitive knowing that something needed to shift. You've been building inner strength through challenges that tested you repeatedly. You're stepping into recognition of your material worth and the ability to manifest tangible abundance. You've persevered through resistance and doubt and weariness without giving up. Public recognition and success are coming for your efforts. And through all of it, you're developing emotional mastery and a deeper connection to your authentic self. The unexpected change that's a long time coming is all of this clicking into place. You've been preparing for this even if you didn't realize it. Every challenge strengthened you. Every intuitive hit guided you even when you didn't fully trust it. Every moment you chose to keep going despite setbacks was building toward this breakthrough. And here's what makes it unexpected. The timing might surprise you, or the form it takes might be different than you imagined, or it might feel sudden, even though it's been building gradually. You deserve this, Libra. Not because you're entitled to it, or because the universe owes you, but because you've done the work. You've stayed true to yourself. You've trusted your path even when others questioned it. You've maintained your integrity and your commitment to growth. The harvest always comes after the planting and tending, and you've been tending your garden with dedication and faith. What I want you to take from this reading is permission to receive what's coming without suspicion or self-doubt. You don't need to brace for the other shoe to drop. You don't need to minimize your success or deflect recognition. You can actually enjoy this. You can celebrate yourself. You can acknowledge how far you've come and feel proud of what you've created. That's not arrogant or naive, that's aligned with truth. I also want you to trust that staying connected to your emotional truth throughout this process is not only okay, but necessary. Your feelings are information. Your intuition is guidance. Your heart knows things your mind hasn't figured out yet. Keep listening to that inner wisdom even as external success and recognition arrive. Actually, especially as those things arrive, because staying grounded in who you really are and what you really feel is how you ensure that success serves you rather than you serving the image of success. Does anyone else feel this energy of something that's been building in the background suddenly becoming visible and real? Drop a comment if this resonates, because I would love to hear how this is showing up in your life. The cards are so clear right now about transformation that's been earned through patience and persistence. Trust what's unfolding for you, Libra. You're exactly where you're meant to be.